Hey guys, it's NiKole the Notary, and I'm here once again, and I wanted to do a video about what's in my notary bag. I feel like that's a requirement for anybody who's going to have a YouTube channel, is to tell you what's in their notary bag. So I had an assignment earlier today, so I'm going to show you what's in the bag all the time, and then I'll show you what it looks like to toss in a couple of packets of loan signing docs as well. So first off, my bag is open, but typically my bag would be closed because it's sitting right here with me. So this is my notary bag. I got it from Amazon, and it wasn't expensive. I bought it as a replacement for my other bag because my other bag actually, my loan signing docs were getting stuck inside. So just make sure that if you have a bag, that one, it's big enough for legal size paper, and then a couple of inches so that it can sit comfortably in your bag. You don't want it to be crammed in there or folded or anything like that. And then also, just make sure that the pockets, that there's a place that allows you to just freely drop in docs, so that there aren't a lot of pockets in the bottom or towards the back or the sides that the documents can get stuck on. I'm just going to start off with the front pocket. In the front pocket, I always have my phone. Gotta have a phone. I happen to have the Samsung S20 Note, I think it's new. It's the green one, of course. If you don't know anything about me and you don't learn anything else and you never watch another video, know that NiKole is in love with the color green. So everything that I own is going to have some flavor of green on it. It doesn't matter what color it is, but I will have green everywhere. If you could see like the rest of my apartment, you would know. It's always everywhere. So the phone is here. That's the seafoam green version of that as well. And while I'm on that, I might as well show you what I love about this. This right here is a pen. And this is essential for writing notes about your borrower when you get done. It's essential for making quick little to-do lists for your follow-up appointments, or for just really anything, grocery store list, like anything. Like you can talk to it too, of course, if you have Google. Like if you're a Google fan, you know that. I don't mess with Apple, so not going to work for me, but I always talk to Google. The other thing I have in the front part are my keys. I got to have my keys in hand because, sometimes stuff just ain't safe. And I'm one of those cautious people, so I always have my keys close to me. If they are not on my person, they are right there in my purse. So the next thing that I always have in the front pocket is my Germex, and hopefully you can see that. It's my Germex, or Purell if I can find it, or any other flavor of hand sanitizer that is going to be beneficial for COVID-19. So you can't just use any old hand sanitizer. You got to make sure that it's over 70% alcohol. And typically there are certain brands that I will buy. But this right here is always on the signing table. It is always something that I use before a signing, before I put my gloves on, after I take my gloves off, and I offer to borrowers as well if they need it. And I do the droppage. So if they want me to, if they do want to, sanitize their hands, then I give them a little squirt, and I'm the one who touches this. So I'm not a fan of people's hands, and that was even before COVID. So, just things. The other thing that I always have with me are my headphones. So oftentimes, writing to a signing, depending on how far it is, I pop these in, just because I like to listen to training videos and stuff like that. I like it better on my ear than I do over my car speaker, because that can sound a little weird. I don't know. I just am picky like that. So I have Google Pixel Buds too. And you notice that mine are actually two different colors. That's because my dog ate one of them and I had to contact Google and have them send me a replacement. So for those of you with Pixel Buds, Google will send you a replacement. You got to pay $65 for it, but that's a thing. So don't be afraid to ask. The other things that I have, I'm not actually going to show, but I have my credit cards. So there's always credit cards. I have my driver's license. And then in my front pocket, I always have my membership cards for the NNA and for the Association or the American Society of Notaries. I'm a member of both, so both come in handy. If the NNA is closed, I can call up the NSA, and if they're closed, then I can try to find somebody else to give me an answer. But, you know, it comes in handy, especially when you are newer to the business. You don't know everything. No course is going to teach you everything. Things change. So it's beneficial to always have someone who can know more than you. And that's in anything in life. So I believe that fully. The last thing in my front pocket is my mace. So I'm a female. Like I said, I'm a cautious person. I don't believe that everyone in the world is good, so because of that, I do keep this on my person or very close at hand, just in case. Some of the ladies, I know you guys are going to be concerned about that. I've heard a lot of people say they don't care. That's your business. That's not me. And then I'm old school and I'm old, so I actually have 50 cents in my front pocket in the event that I can actually find a payphone that works. If I ever need it, it's there. You know, cell phones die, so I still do that because my mama taught me right. So I'm going to open up the inside now, and I will start with my pocket. So so I actually have a little zip pocket, and I keep my COVID glasses in there. So these are glasses that go with a COVID visor. I haven't had to use this yet, but I did have some very cautious borrowers a couple weeks ago, and they, you know, they wanted the whole spiel, the whole COVID care routine that I have. And I actually have always had these on hand, but they're little glasses. They come 10 in a pack, but you put these on and then you put them on like this, and a little visor actually snaps into place in the front that protects your face. I still would wear a mask with this. It's just that that's how this particular set works. So, you know, we're in the age of COVID, and I care about my life. I care about the life of my clients. I care about the life of my family and their families, and so I want to make sure that everybody is as safe as possible and can't point the finger back at me as the reason why something happened. I would hate that, and I don't think that, you know, that's a good thing for anybody. So I try to keep care when it comes to COVID things. You'll see that a lot. Actually, yeah. I have my wallet, so my wallet is there with other essentials in there. Like I said, my ID is in the front pocket just in case when I come into a borrower's home, they want to see my ID. It's right there. I can pull it out. Not a problem. So this and this stuff. So these are my notarial things. So this right here is my clipboard. So I got this from Office Depot, and I've had to use it thousands of times. I sanitize it after each use so that no one is spreading anything via clipboard because, again, safety is important to me. Let me turn that around. Safety is important to me, so I do try to keep care for everybody. So there's that. I also have this cool little thing. It's a cool little folder, not a thing. It's a folder that I got from Office Depot. And I use it for storing my jurats and individual acknowledgments that you can print off from the NNA if you're a member. So if you're a member, you don't have to actually buy the little pre-formatted forms that they have for you. You can print your own. These happen to be legal size, and I do have them folded like that on purpose. And then I also have jurats and jurat affiants statements. So I have notarial certificates in both legal and in letter size, so that, you know, depending on the document that I need to replace, I can easily do that, and it still conforms to my lender standards, or the escrow or title company standards. The other thing that's in here is my definitions. So I don't care how good you are, sometimes you forget stuff. So I have the definitions from both MARC and from the NNA. This is the NNA one in here, and I just keep them for reference. They are in this little thing that I got from Office Depot, and I just keep it inside of this folder. In addition to that, I have another one, and this one is a little folder that stores all of my other types of jurats and certificates or copies, or certifications of copy, things like that, just in case I need it. Somebody stops me on the go. I have all that in here. These are the legal size ones in here. I will also put papers that I want to quickly reference inside the session. I'll put copies of those in here in case I need to. That doesn't happen often. Okay, so there's that. And then, okay, inside the pockets here, I have other things. So I have my pins. So my pins are different from the pins that I allow my borrowers to use. These are my pins. I prefer these ones. These are the profiles, and they have the ink that it shows you how much ink is left. So if you can see that, there's this one's almost done. Yeah, it's like right about there. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right about there where my nail is. And then I keep other pins here. You can never have enough pins. And like I said, I'm the only one who touches those. Inside this other pocket over here, I got more pins. Those over there. I have sign here stickies. These are the cheapies. And I keep some of these in here just so that if I need to call out something specifically to a borrower, then I can do that. I don't typically do signing tabs on my documents anymore. I got out of that, and I'll create a video on why I got out of that, but just be careful if you are actually still using those, because just make sure you're placing them where your borrowers can't sign over them. And then I also have paper clips. So I have about 5 paper clips that are in my little pocket back here. So if I need to quickly do that, I can. Inside of the zipper, we have my Notarial Journal from the NNA. And I'll show you what that looks like inside. I'll probably do a whole video on that. This is the other piece of my visor. So if I ever were to use this, I just peel off the sticky on both sides, and then I would curve it around my face like that, and I would be able to sign there. Inside of here, I have more stuff. Let me show you. Okay, so we're going to start with the bottom first. Oops. Okay, so we're going to start with the bottom first. You may have seen me pull these out. I have socks. Yes, I have socks in my bag. Yes, because you're going into somebody's home, and a lot of people are like me, and they don't want your little stinky toes all over their floor. I do carry socks, yeah. And I also, if I could find the little medical slippers that go over your shoes, I would get those. But I can't find them. They're out every single time I go to buy some. So I have a pair of socks, or I take a pair of socks with me that I'm willing to throw away. In addition to that, I have a baggie full of gloves. So these are gloves. I fill this up every morning or every time I'm going out to do something. I use these just in personal life anyway. So like if you're at the gas station, this comes in handy. But for notarial work, I also use these so that I'm not transferring anything to anybody. I have 2 masks. I've never had to give these out because thankfully everybody in Virginia is doing a pretty good job of covering up. I got these 2, I think, at Walmart for a couple bucks. They weren't expensive. I also have several KN95, so that's what I go in with, is a KN95. Like I said, I believe very heavily in protecting myself and everybody else. These are what I call my borrower pins. These pins come from this box over here. So either the black pins or the blue pins. Got both of these at Office Depot as well. But I fill these up as needed. I only carry about 5 or so. Like there's 4 in here right now because I gave one away today. But there's usually 5 in here. These are fresh. They come straight out of the box. I let the borrowers know that. I change this out every week. Like it starts looking a little rugged. I want people to know that things are clean. So when I give them this, I open it up. And this is only if they need a pin. I let them take it from here. So again, they're not touching my stuff and they have their own. And then at the end of the day, they can either keep it, which is my preference, or I can take it back, but I put it in its own separate Ziploc and throw it away. Like I'm not keeping these pins. And this was like less than 10 bucks. So if you're cash strapped, you know, it's an option. You can still buy the individuals for like $2.99 for like a pack of less than 10. But I went for this one because, yeah, it's been good, a good purchase. Yeah, so those are blue. Most signing companies will ask you for blue pins, at least in my experience so far. I have had a couple that have asked me for black, but they specifically call it out because they know that the industry standard is blue. Okay, so what else do I have? I also have my PayPal reader. This is a card reader, so if somebody has a microchip, they stick it in the end of it. And if they have a card, they swipe it. And it charges on a USB. So I can charge this like once a week. I don't use this often because nobody's using cash. And most people want you to email the receipt to them and they can just reply there if you use QuickBooks or something like that. But this comes in handy because I don't take cash and I don't take checks. Especially with COVID, I do not take cash. Like cash used to be a great thing, but like I don't want to touch it now. So I take cards. I take Stripe, I take all sorts of payment methods, anything like PayPal, everything. So this comes in handy though if you just want to have somebody who has a credit card and they're, they want to swipe it. Like, okay, here you go. Just swipe. And then it comes up on your phone. It syncs in your phone via Bluetooth. And then you just put in, how much you're charging, if there's any discounts with the name of whatever you're charging. And then it asks you if you want to send them an email or not from there, which I think is really cool. And that was free. So if you have a PayPal business account, you can get one for free. All right. So what else is in my bag? My stamp. So I just went through a renewal of my notary commission, and I mistakenly got this one. I got this one from the NNA, and it's not the one I had before. I thought this was the one I had before. I ordered that one from Notary, or from, I think it's called Notary Public Stamps. I ordered it from there. I thought this was the same thing from the NNA, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want the NNA branding on the front. But when I got it, this is a mini stamp, and I do not want a mini stamp. I guess this will come in handy for someone. I'm going to do a video about the different sizes and the different ways that things look, so that you can see that, so you can see the difference. But yeah, so that's what's in my bag. Do I have anything else that I haven't gone over yet? No, there's another pen. Yeah, that's my notary bag. So that's everything that I carry with me. If you want, I can quickly tell you about the Notary Journal. So a lot of people, I had questions on my Notary Journal. I'm like, do I need one? I'm in Virginia. I didn't need one. So why do I need one? And then I listened to some information that Laura Bueller had to share about the Notary Journal. And after, having been a notary for a while, having done some notarizations and focused mainly on loan signing, I now understand a lot better of why you actually need a journal. If you're in Virginia, like I said, if you're in Virginia, you can make your own standards and regulations for how you maintain your notary journal. But I want you to see just kind of the information that they capture. So we're capturing the borrower's information, the type of data that's in the journal, and then we're also, the type of certificate that was used. Some states, so like this is not real information. This is what's included in the very front portion of the journal, so you know how to fill it in. So that's the first thing, is they give you that. You don't have to kind of try to figure it out. So there's your guide to follow along. In Virginia, we have standard fees, so that's all I record in here for various reasons. You can put the borrower's address, the address of the signing, and I only fill that in if it's different from the address on their license or something like that. So if I have like a loan signing, then I will put differences like that in here as the record of oddities in my signing. I do capture that kind of stuff in here. I also I don't record full driver's license information because I feel like that's a violation. I'm a techie, and we deal and operate in personally identifiable information, or what we call PI, quite a bit. And so I would never want to release PI into the world. So I capture enough information so that I know what I looked at, and I'm able to explain what I looked at if ever called upon. The other thing that this has in here that I don't use is the fingerprints. That's a California requirement, and we are not in California. We don't have to do that here, and so I'm not tracking towards that. Other than that, the journal itself is really pretty. It comes with a shield so that you can protect other borrowers' information from your current signer. So there's no chance that they could look at the top of the journal if they're signing down here and see someone else's driver's license information, home, loans kind of stuff, and whatever information you're actually filling in. They won't be able to see that. So you protect the information so that other people can't glean it from your activities with them. And that's really important. I'm big on trying to maintain the integrity of the signing, and I say that all the time. So let me put everything back in here, and then I'll show you what it looks like to actually fill this baby up and take it out on a loan signing. Let me just toss everything back into its place. And, okay, so I put mine, put my info there. Make sure my clipboard is here. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Oops. That's what it looks like with the stuff in there. The journal actually goes into my zip pocket, and then you can lock that. And then let me grab some paper. Hang on. So this is about the size of a packet. There's probably more paper, but I'm just going to split this into two, and then I put it into a couple of folders and stick it into my purse. So the reason, my bag, it's not a purse. The reason I do that is, one, to protect the documents, and two, to protect them from harm inside my purse. So if something happens and, you know, it's rain, I've had that happen. It's raining outside and, you know, there's a lot of things that happen, then my documents don't get wet. If for some reason they are open, they don't get wet. And I just stick this in here, just like that. And then I take this one, and I would do this one. So anytime that you're producing a, or you're taking and going out on a loan signing assignment, you are going to be required to have at least 2 copies of your documents. Sometimes I've had to have 3. At first, when I was a loan, or like when I was just starting out, I used to print up copies for everybody in the signing. So I was going out with like 600 and some pages because I was printing a copy for the husband and a copy for the wife. You don't have to do that. So I'm just going to stick this in here. So that's what I was saying. Like, you don't want it to get stuck anywhere. And it did get stuck because I am doing this kind of on the fly. This is not what normally happens here. And I think this is a bit thicker maybe than what I typically do. So you can kind of shimmy it in there, but just make sure that your documents are not being squished. So that's what they look like. Okay, they're nice and comfortable in there. My stuff is on the other side. Like, that's why it was making that sound, is because I just kind of threw my stuff in the other compartment. But then you can zip it up, put on your purse, and go. So you're all ready. Okay, so if you guys have any questions about what you should have in your notary bag, what you don't want in your notary bag, I'll try to help. You can ask me in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe this video. And don't forget, you and your customers deserve a good notary. Thank you so much for watching my video. Have a great day.